Well, conditions feel a lot more like mid-September right now, but that changes in a big way once we get into the holiday weekend. That heat dome that visited us last week, that returns into the end of this week. It will not be as intense as it was last week, but still, you're going to notice a big change in temperature. By Friday, it's back to August levels. Friendly reminder, by that point, it's September 1st, so we're starting to transition into more of that fall-like season, but it's not going to feel like that anytime soon. Then the heat dome really starts to build in as we go throughout the course of the holiday weekend. By Sunday, especially by Monday on Labor Day, you're really going to feel that big difference in temperature. In the meantime, soak up and enjoy the cooler conditions while they're here, because they're not going to be all around for very long. Low 70s, Poplar Grove at 69 degrees, so definitely a lot more like the middle to end of September than the end of August. Rest of this evening, low 70s under a bright sunny sky. We dip quickly into the 60s after sunset, then late tonight, down to 48 degrees, brisk across our area. So a little more of a preview of fall as we go throughout the overnight hours, and then things start to switch up later this week. We're back to the upper 70s tomorrow, so still a little bit more like September under a sunny sky. By Friday, warming back up possibly into the mid 80s, then the 90s coming this weekend. By Labor Day, that's when you're going to notice a little bit more in the way of humidity. Now, the big difference between last week and what's coming this weekend is the humidity doesn't get quite as high as what we had. We're looking at dew points in the 60s rather than the 80s, and that makes a huge difference. It'll still feel like the low to mid 90s with the heat index this weekend. Labor Day, the one exception. If we're looking at the hottest day of the heat wave, that might be Monday into Tuesday. That's when the heat index could hit the upper 90s. But thankfully, we're not talking about the triple digits or 120 with the heat index. Upper 90s may be a little bit more manageable, but that's still plenty hot, especially compared to the weather we have right now. 90s starts Saturday, and we'll see that stick around into next week. You can see that Labor Day still in the mid 90s, may hold on to the 90s into Tuesday. Then keeping an eye on Wednesday, there is a cold front coming through, so by the middle of next week, we may be cooling back off to more August levels. May not see true September weather for a little while, as that hot weather is going to linger around into the start of next month.